6 Powerful Numbers to Unlock Abundance, May 27th, 29th, and 31st, 2025. Buddhist-inspired wisdom. What if wealth wasn't just about money? What if true abundance came from mastering your focus, timing, and energy? On May 27th, 29th, and 31st, 6 powerful numbers may hold the key, not just to financial growth, but to deeper clarity and purpose. These aren't just lucky guesses, these are symbols, reflections of timeless Buddhist teachings, aligned with the natural rhythms of life. In a world chasing quick wins and instant gratification, these numbers invite you to slow down and tune into something real, mindful abundance. Here's the truth: most people pursue success by chance. They hustle non-stop, follow every trend, and still feel unfulfilled. But you're not most people. You're here for something deeper. Today on Buddhist Flute, we'll explore 6 transformative numbers, each one resonating with unique energy, from focus and discipline to courage and compassion. These numbers are more than symbols, they're guideposts. And when you align your actions with their meanings, you'll feel the shift, not just in your results, but in your soul. This isn't superstition, this is conscious living, where ancient teachings meet modern intention. So before we dive in, give this video a like, subscribe to Buddhist Flute, comment "I align with wisdom" to declare your transformation. Let's not just get rich, let's get wise, balanced, and truly fulfilled. Your journey begins now. Number 48, the quiet power of stability, diligence, and patience. Number 48 carries a quiet strength. The energy of steady growth, disciplined effort, and lasting success. It speaks not in shouts, but in footsteps, measured, deliberate, and unwavering. While numbers like 36 may symbolize wild freedom and spontaneity, 48 is the grounded force of purpose. It is the ox in the field, calm, sure-footed, enduring. Where 36 races ahead, 48 walks with intention. In numerology, the number 4 represents structure and discipline, the solid foundation of a life built to last. The number 8 brings the energy of abundance and karmic flow, where right actions echo forward, returning rewards in time. Together, 48 becomes the number of sustainable success, not through shortcuts or trends, but through values, patience, and quiet mastery. The Buddhist teaching reminds us, a jug fills drop by drop. Greatness, whether spiritual or material, does not arrive overnight. It is cultivated daily, patiently, often without applause. Like the ox in the Chinese zodiac, 48 urges us to do the essential, often unseen work, to keep showing up, especially when no one's watching, to build a life that honors integrity over image. Consider the story of Mrs. Lang, a widow in her 60s, offered money to sell her small countryside plot. She refused. With no farming experience, she chose to learn. She worked the soil, bartered at markets, and tended the land with love. 5 years later, her humble effort bloomed into an eco-retreat, a sanctuary where others come to reconnect with what truly matters. When asked about her success, she simply said, "The land doesn't rush. Why should I?" That is the spirit of the slow, sacred rhythm of growth, with purpose, the wisdom of building something that lasts, not just for you, but for others. In today's world of instant results and endless distractions, this lesson is more vital than ever. Every small habit done with mindfulness, whether saving a little each day, offering kindness instead of judgment, or choosing peace over reaction, lays the foundation for a life of true prosperity. As the Dhammapada says, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. So ask yourself today, where am I chasing speed instead of building strength? Where can I choose presence over pressure? Embrace the slow path, honor your own pace, and remember, the ox doesn't need praise. It just needs a path. Walk yours with faith. What you build with patience will always outlast what's built in haste. Number 36. Freedom and fearless living. What does freedom mean to you? Is it walking away from a draining job, speaking your truth without fear of judgment, or finally living a life that feels like your own? Number 36 carries the energy of liberation, the courage to live boldly, truthfully, and unapologetically. It's the number of heart-led choices, where actions arise not from fear, but from love, clarity, and inner strength. In numerology, the number 3 represents creativity and self-expression, your voice, your art, your spirit unbound. The number 6 symbolizes compassion, responsibility, and harmony, reminding you that freedom isn't about escaping duty, but aligning with purpose. Together they form a powerful balance, a life where your dreams matter deeply, and so does your impact on others. This energy mirrors the spirit of the horse in the Chinese zodiac: wild, bold, free. The horse doesn't ask for permission. It feels the wind and runs. That's the essence of to trust your instincts, honor your truth, and move boldly toward what sets your soul on fire. Think of David. On the outside, he had it all: a high-paying job, a luxurious lifestyle, everything society defines as success. But inside, he felt trapped, numb, lost. He once said, "I didn't find freedom. I finally stopped running from it." Everything changed with one question: if I could start over, what would I truly do? That question brought him back to his first love, music. He didn't abandon his life overnight, but slowly, intentionally, he began to rebuild, not around fear or image, but around meaning. Buddhism teaches you only lose what you cling to. So ask yourself, what are you still clinging to that no longer serves the person you're becoming? Letting go isn't giving up. It's making space for something real. The energy of 36 doesn't ask for recklessness. It asks for realness. To look gently but honestly at your life and ask, what feels out of sync with who I truly am now? And then trust yourself enough to let it go. Here's how to begin. Choose one limiting belief or habit to release. Write it down, burn it, bury it, or simply say goodbye with gratitude. Name 3 things that make you feel most alive. Pick one and do it this week, even in a small way. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your freedom, not fear your growth. Because life doesn't reward those who wait for signs, it honors those who become the sign. Let the horse remind you, freedom isn't found in the safety of the stable. It lives in the courage to run. Number 3. 24. Inner peace and gentle power. Let's talk about quiet strength, because that's what number 24 brings, especially on days like May 27th, 29th and 31st, 2025. When its energy is amplified, in a world constantly pushing for more noise, more speed, more doing, 24 is a whisper, a pause, a deep breath in the stillness before dawn. This number doesn't demand attention, it invites presence. It carries a soft yet unshakable power, the energy of inner peace, gentle resilience, and aligned living. In numerology, 2 stands for cooperation, harmony, and intuitive flow. 4 brings grounding structure, stability, and responsibility. Together they form a powerful pairing, a life built not on chaos, but on calm. 24 doesn't shout. It whispers truths that endure. Think of the rabbit in the Chinese zodiac, often seen as timid, but in truth, it's deeply aware, sensitive, and wise. Rabbits don't survive through force. They thrive by tuning in, listening to their environment, and trusting their instincts. And really, isn't that a skill we all need more of? Ask yourself, when was the last time you paused before reacting? When did you last trust your inner knowing over external noise? In Buddhist teachings, peace isn't a destination. It's a daily practice, a state of being cultivated breath by breath. The Buddha said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." That is the heart of. It's not about stepping away from ambition. It's about transforming how we pursue it. Imagine this: making decisions from clarity, not panic. Building wealth, not by grinding, but by creating a life of balance and compassion. Chasing success, not at the cost of your spirit, but in harmony with your soul. That's abundance, real abundance. To me, 24 is a quiet teacher. It doesn't push its way into your life. It waits patiently for you to slow down enough to notice. So on these auspicious days ahead, try this. Instead of rushing, slow down. Instead of speaking quickly, listen deeply. Move through life like the rabbit, gracefully, mindfully, with quiet confidence. If you've made it this far, you're already aligning with this energy, the energy of intentional, mindful abundance. These 6 lucky numbers for May 27th, 29th, and 31st aren't just digits. They're signposts guiding you toward focus, clarity, and true prosperity. Comment lucky path below to affirm your journey toward wealth with wisdom. And stay with us, there's more insight ahead that could transform your future from rushed to radiant. 18. Creativity and the monkey mind. Let's talk about the wild, restless energy of the mind and how it holds the key to unexpected breakthroughs. Number 18 vibrates with dynamic, creative force. It's not calm, it's not quiet. It's alive with thoughts, ideas, dreams, distractions, and potential. In numerology, 1 represents bold beginnings and individual ambition. 8 brings grounded wisdom, abundance, and karmic flow. Together they form a potent combination, the fire to start and the structure to sustain. But 18 doesn't hand you peace on a silver platter. Instead, it gives you a mirror to reflect on your own monkey mind. In Buddhist thought, the monkey mind is that constant mental chatter, the thoughts that leap, swing, and spiral, fueled by fear, doubt, and desire. And in today's world, especially for those juggling careers, families, that inner noise can feel overwhelming. But here's the twist: the monkey mind isn't your enemy. It's not something to silence, it's something to train. Because that chaos, it's also creativity. It's your inner artist, your inventor, your storyteller, waiting to be noticed. Take Jake, for example, a 42-year-old graphic designer, talented, driven, but stuck in mental overdrive. Ideas, worries, tasks, all crashing into each other. On the edge of burnout, Jake turned to meditation, not to stop thinking, but to learn how to relate to his thoughts differently. His teacher told him, "You don't silence the monkey, you teach it to dance." So Jake began keeping a chaos journal, a space to spill every thought, wild idea, or fleeting feeling. No judgment, just presence. And what came of that mess? A best-selling children's book series, born not from control, but from curiosity. That's the power of. It reminds us that restlessness isn't a curse. It's untapped energy, if we know how to listen. Buddhism teaches that the path to wisdom doesn't demand perfection. It asks for compassion, for gentle awareness, for trust in the process, even when the mind is noisy. So how can you apply this today? Set aside 18 minutes a day to create freely, no plan, no pressure, just play. Catch yourself mid-overthinking and gently ask, is there another way to see this? Say yes to something spontaneous, a phone call, a walk, an idea you haven't overanalyzed, because life doesn't need to be micromanaged. Your mind isn't a machine to control, it's a companion to be danced with. When you stop fighting your thoughts and start flowing with them, number 18 becomes a symbol of creative freedom. It shows you that even in the chaos, there's clarity. In the noise, there's art. And in your untamed thoughts, there's the spark of something extraordinary. 12. Courage and interdependence. Let's talk about courage. Not the loud, dramatic kind, but the quiet kind. The kind that rises when you choose growth over comfort, truth over appearance, and presence over fear. Number 12 is no ordinary number. It's woven into the fabric of life itself. 12 months in a year, 12 signs of the zodiac, 12 disciples in spiritual traditions. But in Buddhism it goes deeper. 12 symbolizes the 12 links of dependent origination, a profound teaching on how suffering arises and how it can end. These links remind us nothing exists in isolation. Every thought, every action, every intention ripples outward, interconnected, interdependent. That's the hidden power of it. Teaches us that true strength is never just about self. It's about how we move through the world with awareness of our impact. In Chinese symbolism, 12 connects with the tiger, strong, courageous, intuitive. But contrary to what many believe, the tiger doesn't leap recklessly. It observes, it waits, then moves with clarity and precision. That's real courage, not charging blindly, but facing fear with wisdom. Take Anna's story. At 38, she had it all on paper, a successful career in finance, security, admiration, but inside, she felt disconnected. Her soul longed to write, to create, to share something real. Still, fear held her back, fear of failure, judgment, and losing what she had built. Everything changed during a visit to a Buddhist center. She heard one phrase that cracked her open. From craving comes clinging, from clinging comes becoming. That insight struck her deeply. She wasn't stuck, she was clinging to an outdated version of herself. That night, she chose something different. Not a grand gesture, just a small, steady act of courage. She started writing again, one page at a time, quietly, mindfully. 2 years later, she published her first book. Not a polished tale of perfection, but an authentic story of transformation. Her courage became a light for others, a reminder that bravery isn't always loud. Sometimes it's as soft as a whisper that says, "Start anyway." So ask yourself today, what does courage look like in your life right now? Is it leaving a role or relationship that no longer fits? Speaking your truth even if your voice shakes? Starting something new, even if it's small? Number 12 reminds us, you're not walking this path alone. Your choices shape more than just your life. They ripple outward into the lives of others. That's what makes courage sacred. Not just bold, but connected, compassionate, conscious. When your strength is guided by awareness, when your bravery uplifts more than just you, that's the energy of not just courage for survival, courage in service of a greater good. Number 8, infinite power and prosperity. Let's finish with a number that looks simply but carries boundless force. Picture its shape, a single line flowing back into itself, no beginning, no end. That loop is a mirror of life's great rhythm, effort and reward, fall and rise, cause and effect. In both Buddhism and numerology, 8 is the emblem of karmic flow and limitless renewal. In Buddhism, it is the noble eightfold path: right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Walk that balanced path, and you stop chasing success, you start embodying it. In Eastern law, 8 is linked to the dragon, mystical, powerful, unhurried. A dragon doesn't thrash against the wind, it rides the currents with grace. Imagine bringing that elegance to your own climb. Michael did. Mid-40s, divorced, deep in debt, business in ruins. He felt finished. Then, a quiet temple visit changed everything. 8 petals on a lotus, 8 bells, 8 offerings. A monk whispered, 8 is the number of karmas. Nothing is wasted, not even pain. Michael went home and wrote 2 lists, 8 lessons his hardships had taught him. 8 small, purposeful goals, not only about money, but about service, peace and joy. 3 years later, he wasn't just solvent, he was thriving, because he traded frantic hustle for conscious harmony. That is the quiet magic of 8 prosperity as a practice, not a stroke of luck. Try it yourself. Spend 8 minutes of stillness each morning, just breathing, listening, centering. Offer 8 small acts of kindness this week. No fanfare, just heart. Write down 8 intentions that nourish both your wallet and your spirit. Remember, what you give, you receive, often tenfold. Real abundance flows less from having more and more from being more. Closing the circle. We've journeyed through 6 resonant numbers, 48, 36, 24, 18, 12 and 8, each a beacon for May 27th, 29th and 31st, 2025. Together they outline a path of stability rooted in patience, freedom lit by fearless authenticity, inner peace found in gentle presence, creativity born from a trained mind, courage guided by interdependence, prosperity flowing in infinite cycles. If today's message resonated, share your reflection below. New here, type I am new to the path. Walking with us already, write I walk with wisdom. Your presence keeps these teachings alive. Let's continue cultivating mindfulness, purpose, and true wealth together. How the 6 energies work together, a living cycle of inner wisdom. When we talk about how the 6 energies 8, 12, 18, 24, 36 and 48 work together, we're stepping into something far more powerful than isolated traits. We're stepping into a rhythmic system, a spiritual ecosystem, where each energy feeds, supports, and tempers the next. Like seasons in nature or breaths in meditation, each one has its time and place, but they're most transformative when flowing together. Let's walk the cycle. Balance. The dragon. This is the starting point. Alignment. Not doing less, but doing with intention. Balance teaches you to hold your ambition and your inner calm in the same breath. It anchors your energy, prevents burnout, and opens the door to focused strength. Courage. The tiger. Once you're balanced, you're ready to act. But not recklessly, intuitively. This isn't impulsive bravery, it's informed courage, the kind that rises when you first become still. It empowers you to leave the known, speak your truth, or start again. Creativity, the monkey. Courage unlocks the gates of imagination. This is where your ideas, innovations, and spontaneous insights come through. The monkey mind isn't a problem, it's a playground, if trained. When guided by courage and held within balance, your creativity becomes a tool, not a distraction. Peace. The rabbit. Creativity is powerful, but without peace, it burns out. This energy softens the edges of your drive. It teaches you to pause, listen. Peace isn't passive, it's the deliberate choice to respond with grace instead of react in fear. This stillness makes room for clarity. Freedom, the horse. Now, with peace in your system, you can begin to let go. True freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want. It comes from releasing what no longer fits. Old identities, limiting beliefs, heavy expectations, they fall away naturally when you're rooted in peace. Only then can your soul begin to move freely, honestly. Patience, the op. Finally, freedom meets its grounding. Patience. Real change takes time. Deep transformation needs roots. Patience is where the wisdom of all previous energies gets embedded into your daily choices. It's what turns spiritual insight into lived reality. Without it, the rest remain fleeting. With it, they become part of who you are. The cycle is the teaching. This isn't a straight line, it's a living spiral. You start with balance, so you don't build your life on chaos. You need courage to act on your clarity. Your action sparks creativity, which reveals possibility. But you must return to peace to keep your vision steady. That steadiness leads you to freedom, the sacred release. And patience holds it all together, making your growth sustainable. They are interdependent. Courage without peace becomes aggression. Creativity without patience becomes distraction. Freedom without balance becomes disconnection. Your personal invitation. Take a moment, breathe, reflect. Which of these energies feels furthest from you right now? Are you overwhelmed? You may need more. 8. Feeling stuck or unsure. 12. Courage might be your next step. Burned out? Return to 24. Peace or 48. Patience. Feeling creatively lost. Spark 18. Creativity. Tied down by the past. Seek 36. Freedom. Write that number down. For the next 7 days, invite it into your life. Gently, intentionally. Even 5 minutes a day can realign your path. This isn't about fixing yourself, it's about flowing with who you already are. These 6 energies aren't rules, they're reminders of how to live with depth, compassion, and inner wealth. When you practice them together, life stops being something to survive and becomes something you move through with clarity, ease, and presence. 3 daily Buddhist actions to attract prosperity and inner peace. In a world that constantly urges us to do more, earn more, and become more, it's easy to mistake movement for meaning. We chase success thinking it will bring peace, yet often end up feeling anxious, burnt out, and disconnected. But Buddhist wisdom offers a gentle shift. Prosperity and peace are not 2 separate goals, they are 2 branches of the same tree. Real abundance doesn't begin with striving, it begins with living mindfully. Here are 3 simple yet profound daily actions inspired by the Buddhist teachings that can help you welcome both prosperity and inner peace into your life. Practice generosity, dana, the energy of giving. If you knew what I know about the power of giving, you would not let a single meal pass without sharing it. In Buddhist practice, generosity isn't just about money, it's about the spirit of offering, of loosening the grip of fear and scarcity by choosing to give. It could be a smile to someone who feels invisible, a few minutes of full attention to a loved one, a gesture of kindness to a stranger. When you give freely and without expectation, you signal to life that you trust its flow, and in return, life becomes more generous with you. True wealth arises not from hoarding, but from circulating what we have: compassion, time, skills, or material support. Try this today. Offer something meaningful to someone without expecting anything back. Notice how that moment feels in your body and mind. Sit in stillness, mindfulness, meditation. The energy of clarity, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The Buddha. Take just 10 minutes a day to sit in quiet awareness. You don't need to clear your mind. You only need to observe your breath, your thoughts, your sensations. Let it all pass like clouds in a wide sky. In this stillness, a subtle transformation begins. You begin to notice what drives your choices, what fears linger beneath the surface, what desires pull at your peace. And with that awareness comes the power to respond rather than react, to choose wisely rather than impulsively. A still mind creates space for wise decisions, and wise decisions are the foundation of sustainable prosperity. Try this today. Find a quiet spot. Set a timer for 8-10 minutes. Simply sit and breathe. Let your awareness rest gently on the breath or sounds around you. Use wise speech, right speech. The energy of connection, better than 1,000 hollow words, is one word that brings peace. The Buddha. Your words are seeds. They can heal or harm, build or break. Buddhist wisdom encourages us to speak only when what we say is true, kind, necessary. In today's world, especially online, it's easy to speak quickly and thoughtlessly, but when you use your voice with care, you cultivate trust, respect, and harmony. And as any spiritual teacher or successful entrepreneur will affirm, abundance flows most easily in environments of trust. Try this today. Before speaking, pause and ask, is it true? Is it kind? Is it needed? If not, let silence speak for you. The path forward, peaceful actions, prosperous life. These 3 daily actions, generosity, stillness, and wise speech aren't reserved for monks or mystics. They are daily disciplines for anyone, anywhere, who wants to live with more clarity, compassion, and joy. They're not quick fixes, they're seeds, but planted daily and nurtured with intention, they grow into something rare and beautiful, a life that is whole, not just full, peaceful, not just productive, abundant, not just busy. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Teach. Start your day with one act of giving, one moment of stillness, and one mindful word. That's the beginning of true wealth. Conclusion. 6 lucky numbers to focus and get rich on May 25th, 27th, and 29th, 2025. And there you have it. 6 powerful numbers, each carrying a timeless and transformative energy to guide your journey toward prosperity and inner peace on May 20th. Whether it's the balance of the dragon, the courage of the tiger, the creativity of the monkey, the peace of the rabbit, the freedom of the horse, or the patience of the ox, these are not just lucky digits, they are reflections of the powerful energies already within you, waiting to be awakened. In Buddhist philosophy, luck is not a matter of chance, but of alignment, with your purpose, with your heart, and with the present moment. As you move through these special days, let these numbers be more than symbols. Let them be reminders of who you're becoming when you choose to live with intention, awareness, and compassion. True wealth isn't just about what you accumulate, it's about what you embody. So, take a quiet moment each morning to reflect on the number that calls to you. Let its energy shape your mindset, your actions, and your presence. Walk forward with courage and clarity, knowing that real abundance starts within. If this message resonated with you, please like this video to support our mission. Share it with someone who may need this guidance. Subscribe to continue walking this journey of wisdom with us. And turn on the notification bell so you never miss future insights rooted in ancient teachings and modern mindfulness. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this mindful community. May your days ahead be rich not just in fortune but in peace, purpose, and wisdom. Until next time, stay present, stay kind, stay alive.